What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today, we're going to be continuing our Weapon Week God Roll guides with the Supercluster Strand Shotgun in our kinetic slot. This right here is a pinpoint slug frame, so it fires a single slug round. So it has some pretty crazy range, has a pretty good damage output in PvE, as well as has that pretty gnarly range for PvP, like a chaperone, retold tail, something like that, Gnora's axe. First off, before we get into the perks, we got Dragon's Vengeance. When an ally dies or you reach critical health, this weapon magazine refills, gains bonus range, charge rate, and handling. So charge rate doesn't matter with this, but we gain that bonus range and handling. Switching on and off of the weapon is a little bit better, and we can really get this thing juiced up to basically 100 range when this is procced. So first off, for the masterwork on this, for the PvP realm, we're going with that range on the slug frame, so we can absolutely map guardians with this. Like I said, feels very good for a slug shotgun in that PvP realm, just like the chaperone, retold tail, Gnora's axe. Now we are building this out for range, like I said, so we got range and stability with small bore on this, so we can have that base range of 92, base stability of 58 with a base handling of 73, so it switches on and off very quickly as well. In the magazine, for me, accurized rounds definitely gives us that increased range, which allows us to have that base of 92, which our next two perks will allow us to stack that up to 100 very easily. Now we have two options in the third column. Me personally, the best option is this slide shot right here. Sliding partially reloads this weapon, boosts the range and stability greatly, so that right there gives us basically the 100 in that, as well as gives us a nice gain to stability, plus it reloads our weapon. Definitely one of my favorite perks to have on shotguns for PvP. Next off is the threat detector perk, so we gain reload, stability, and handling when targets are in close proximity. So this helps with that handling, switching on and off, but it already has 73, so that's why I personally went with slide shot. But threat detector also gets procced pretty easily inside of the Crucible, especially if you're switching between like this and the SMG or something like that for those Titans. Finally, in the fourth column, this is really the only one that has PvP potential in my opinion. There's a lot for PvE, which we will go over next here, but Fragile Focus, we gain that bonus range until our shield is destroyed. This bonus returns more quickly once our shield has regenerated to full strength. So with all the other perks that we have on this, plus this, we easily get that 100 range, so you can slide around corners and just absolutely destroy guardians with this. I think overall, I'm giving it a 4.7 out of 5 for the PvP realm. Definitely slaps. I'm also a really big nerd for slug shotguns, but definitely a very good weapon for the PvP realm. Moving on to the PvE side of things, I'm going with reload as our masterwork on this, so we can have a good 65 on that for our DPS side of this thing, because it does feel very good inside of the PvE realm as well, almost as good as in PvP. Now for me, I went with small bore, increases range and stability on this, because we're going to be using this for that nice like hot swap damage, if you will, for this and another weapon, this and a grenade launcher, since it's got that slug and precision damage added to it with those shotguns. On to our magazine, tactical mag, once again for the jack of all trades, with increased stability, reload, and magazine size, giving us 7 in the magazine. Switching to one of the other two in appended or assault mag are also viable options, totally a personal preference. In the third column right here, we got reconstruction for the first one, so it reloads itself over time up to double its capacity, so we can have like 14-15 in the magazine for this. Very good for that damage output. Right here, you could also go with 4 times the charm. Rapidly landing precision shots will return 2 rounds to the magazine, increases time between the precision shots. So when you got something like a divinity where you got that big old crit lane, you can use this for that close-up damage and absolutely melt some of those bosses and champions, getting those magazine bullets back. Next off, in our fourth column, we got two options again. First off, if you want to go with surrounded, depending on the activities, a lot of the activities this season, you can get this to proc, but not all bosses for sure. But this will be mostly used for those up close and personal anyways, so surrounded should be able to get procced, giving us that nice juice to weapon damage. Lastly, for PvE in this column, we got the Vorpal weapon side, so we get that increased damage against bosses, vehicles, guardians in their super, with that little bit of extra stability because of this. So nice for just that overall damage output of the weapon for a slug shotgun, but I still think probably surrounded would be the better option overall. So for the PvE side of things, giving this about a 4.3, 4.4 out of 5, so it is a very solid weapon to take in, get those unraveling rounds sever with this. Also adds to the damage. Would have been nice if it had like a 1-2 punch or something like that, but I understand that it's a slug, so that's not really a thing. But appreciate all you guys again. Almost done with weapon week right here. Got one more of them to come out. Hopefully y'all have been enjoying this little week of only weapon gods, just compared to all of the builds that we've been coming out. So appreciate all y'all. Don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that bell, so you don't miss out on any of this type of content, as well as those builds for our 3 different classes. So appreciate all you guys again. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.